from view. So what businesses really want is they want people to see what they're selling. That's why they have nice storefronts. And if there's a big car park there, you can't see it as well. And that was something that we certainly never thought of, but the business owners recognized immediately. These are so popular and in such demand that we now have business owners calling City Hall and complaining that we are not removing their car parking fast enough. 5 years ago, that would have been absolutely unheard of. There was no way we could ever do something like that. But these are popping up at locations really all around town. This is a scene from a transit facility. It happens to be an aerial tram. There's a university campus in Portland. Part of it is right at river level. Part of it is up a very steep hill. And before we put in this tram, there was some amount of bike commuting to the campus, but not a lot. Most of the people who work up on top of the hill. It's a teaching hospital. And what we have now is about 400 feet of bikes parked in areas like this. I mean, I couldn't get it all in a picture that really showed the amount of bikes that are parked here. The bike parking extends way to the left off the picture, and it goes around the building. There's another road that's kind of like that. It's really beginning to look like the bike parking that you see at some central train stations in some European cities that are bike friendly. Small European cities, like I say, we've got a long ways to go still, but that's really what it looks like. All those people came here to make the transition to the tram to carry them up the hill. Pretty typical commute scene in Portland. This is just a morning ridership coming into our downtown off the bridge. Again, cyclists are just a very visible presence in the city. This is another part of town, morning commute. Cyclists are lining up about anywhere from 20 to 25 feet deep in this bike lane, 7 to 8 meters deep, single file, because most of our bike lanes are just 1.5 meter bike lanes. And the line now is so long that not all the cyclists are making it through on the green, because they are going single file. And so from a traffic perspective, this intersection fails for bicycles, those of you who like to speak in terms of level of service. And if there are any of you in the room that like to talk about level of service, you don't like some of these. Sorry. I talk about level of service all the time. So bicycling is becoming very mainstream in Portland. We have a mayor who, when he was initially elected to the city council, before he became mayor, he ran on the platform of making Portland the most bike-friendly city in America. It's platinum. We have a national advocacy group, the League of American Bicyclists, that started a bike-friendly communities program, and they give you awards based on how bike-friendly you are. Bronze, silver, gold, platinum is the highest. We're the only large city that is a platinum bike-friendly city. There's 2 smaller university towns that are also platinum. He's continuing to support as mayor. He has recently said that he wants Portland to be the Copenhagen of America. And so he is running, he wants Portland to be the greenest, most sustainable city, and biking figures huge in his plans. The entire city council is supportive. Our regional government is a regional planning authority that also has a lot of power because it doles out the federal transportation dollars that come to our region. They are all tremendously supportive. I'll talk a little bit more about that in a bit. Our transit authority, which is building light rail throughout the region, is also quite supportive. As we're building light rail, they're also adding in really good bike facilities. They're working very closely with us, and they're doing a great job. Business is very supportive, in part measured in less resistance. We don't have our business agencies or business associations complaining about bikes anymore, but it's also measured in active involvement. As we update our bike master plan, we have a steering committee, and we've got very prominent business people working with the steering committee to advance some of these, what would otherwise be pretty radical policies about bicycle use, future bike use. And then, of course, there's the bike corrals. Our media is generally all very supportive. Our editorial boards have come out with very positive editorials about bike transportation, the role it's going to have, the role it has and will have in Portland. We have articles about biking constantly in the newspaper, in part because we have a really great blog in town called bikeportland.org. And it has become so popular that the media, the mainstream media now monitor. And as soon as some interesting story goes up on bikeportland.org, the editor just is really covering mostly bike stuff, you know, I'll often immediately get a call from the news station. Hey, what about blah, blah, blah? Like, oh yeah, they read Bike Portland. So they're very interested. Why is everybody so interested? Well, the benefits of bicycling are huge. Bicycling has, I've heard it said that bicycling is a simple solution to a lot of complex problems. Well, one of those complex problems is health. America has an obesity and diabetes epidemic. It meets the public health definition of epidemic because it is increasing at a certain rate. I don't know if that's still true, but it was true. It's been true since the 1980s. I heard that the obesity rates in the States leveled off last year for the first time. Now I think only about a third of adults meet the public health definition of being obese. So it used to be a lot more. The bike coordinator of Copenhagen recently reported that for every mile bicycle, they're saving $1 in healthcare costs. Every single mile bike, they save $1 in healthcare costs. The city of Odense in Copenhagen, which is their national bicycle city, it's where they really work on new programs and new designs, they found that they got a 200% return in healthcare costs for every $1 invested in bike systems. Our federal public health agency in the States, the Center for Disease Control, is recognizing that what we need to do is redesign our cities so that people can bike and walk as part of their daily activities. That people are not going to go to gyms, people are not going to play league sports when they're older. You just have to incorporate it into your daily life. And so this is the way that our public health agency sees we're really going to tackle the problems of inactivity that are leading to obesity and diabetes. And they recognize that replacing automobile trips by walking or bicycling is the first target for increased physical activity. And they go on to say that restoration of this physical activity as part of the daily routine represents a critical goal. And so they have become great allies in promoting the idea of creating bicycle and pedestrian-friendly cities in the States. It's not just about health. This is, I think, something that has greatly interested our businesses as well as our politicians. It's prosperity. We want our region to be prosperous. And an economist for the Brookings Institute, which is a think tank in Washington, D.C., found that Portland metropolitan residents drive on average 4 miles a day less than the national average. 4 miles a day less than the national average. Not a lot. That's the whole region. The city of Portland's about 580,000 people. The region's about 2 million. Portland's the most bike-friendly, the most transit-oriented. But the whole region drives on average 4 miles a day less. Because of that, we annually spend $1.2 billion less on transportation than we otherwise would. What he also found was of that $1.2 billion a year, we annually keep $800 million circulating in our local economy that would have otherwise left the region. It would have gone to buy fuel. It would have gone to buy car parts for more maintenance. It would have gone to buy more cars. We own fewer cars per capita than other areas. So that's for the region as a whole. In Portland, where bike ridership is high, people who are using their bikes as part of their daily transportation, they're driving a whole lot less than that